Joe Show. All the top tunes.
Hey, Mulligan.
What are you doing? I don't know.
We give them just what they get in the big house.
It's the Joey and Rory Show. Brought to you each week by tirelessly Radio with Wynn Varble, Marcy Gary, Hopie Feek, Bradley Walker, and me. You know, some people out there wonder if love is real. Well, folks, I can assure you that it is. Or I could just tell you to watch these two and decide for yourself. Here they are, Joey and Rory.
If not for you, I would know nothing of this balcony, this panorama love. The world would seem a dreary thing, four walls without a window, a room without a view. If not for you, like sunlight pouring through the sorry rain, you made me see the colors I contain. You held me to the light of love as if I were a diamond. I would be merely blue if not for you. The moon would rise, the stars would shine, just like they always do. But not for me, not for me, if not for you.
It's one of my favorite songs, written by my good friend, Sandy Lawrence. Y'all don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back.
On Fridays and Saturdays, when I'm not on the road with my parents, I'm working down at the restaurant. Let's head over to Marcy Jo's and see what Aunt Marcy and Mom are cooking up today.
Y'all come on in and sit wherever you want.
Yeah, some great toys like that. The old, yeah.
Good. Well, it's so hard to believe that Marcy Jo's has now been open for 7 years. It has
Feels
just
like 25, but
well, to me it's flown by, but I guess you're here more than I am.
a little bit more.
But it's been so great to meet the people, especially the people in the community, the locals that
Yes,
have come
yeah.
through and just been so sweet and generous. There's one couple in particular, Greg and Teresa.
Oh yes, they've been coming here for a long time. They are so
I think since
sweet.
we probably first
Yeah,
opened.
yeah.
And just this past week, they came over and they gave us a big bushel of apples. And they brought them to the restaurant. There was some apples that they had put away that they had gotten. And I thought, what are we going to do with those apples? Of course, we have our apple pie or apple
Right.
crisp that you can make. But I thought, let's try something a little bit healthier. And this is a great little side dish that you can pair with a sandwich or
Yeah.
even a soup or something like that. And
Yeah,
it's nice to do.
Joe's all about that healthy stuff.
Well, sometimes it's nice to mix it up.
Yeah.
So we're going to get started here. We've got about 4 red onions. No, they're not red onions. They're red apples, actually. We have 4 red apples that we've chopped and diced nice and bite-sized. We're gonna put those in here. Marcy, you have a few pieces of celery there, so why don't you go ahead and take a couple stalks and get those down to bite size. I'm just gonna use this bowl and mix up my dressing.
How many you use, like 2?
I usually use 2, and you wanna just cut them nice and kind of the same size as you have your apples so that they're symmetrical. Next, we're gonna add in a little bit of olive oil into your bowl. Pair it with a little bit of sugar. Now, if you don't want to do sugar, you could probably do some stevia or something like that, or you can just leave out the sweetener altogether. But, you know, sugar is always best with everything.
That's what I say, too. I'm all about that sugar.
We have a little bit of red wine vinegar. And then lastly, here we have just some mustard, some spicy mustard or Dijon mustard. And then you can salt and pepper this however you'd like. Some people like a lot. Some people don't like much at all. I don't really measure. I just kind of.
Oh my golly gee.
It'll all mix in.
Jeez.
It's the nice twist. There we go.
How's that? Or
Stir
do you
that.
want more?
That looks great. It's perfect.
Okay.
Just gonna stir that in, and the secret ingredient here. You don't like celery? You thought you did?
Oh yeah, I thought I did. No.
Jeez.
No, don't like it.
Okay. So we've mixed all this in. You're gonna just pour this dressing over.
That looks good.
This is one of those dishes that you can make in advance and put it in the refrigerator and let it kind of set and marinate for about, you want to stir that for me?
Yeah.
For about 30 minutes and then pull it out and
That actually looks really good. It was so funny. I gotta tell him this, sorry. I used to go to Joe's house and she'd be making, you know, some, I call them foo-foo salads with a whole bunch of different stuff. She put strawberries and blueberries and grapes and she put this white stuff in it, and I'm like, Joe, that don't look good. I'm not gonna be eating that. And she's like, come on, Marcy, you gotta try it. It's really good. And I'm like, so I did actually, and I loved it.
So what
I
this
really did.
foo-foo stuff is actually some feta cheese. If you want to put some goat cheese in, you can do some goat cheese, but you just toss all this together, get everything mixed up really well. Like I said, you can cover it, put it in the refrigerator for 30 minutes, let it marinate, or you can just go ahead and try it right now. It's so good. It's delicious.
It looks really good.
So speaking of all of our wonderful local people in the community, who do we have testing today?
We've got Bill here today. Bill's been coming here for a long time. He's such a super great guy.
Bill, come on over here.
Hi, Bill. How are you?
How are ya?
Thanks
it's so
for
good
coming.
to see you today.
And Bill's actually on a health kick right now, so this is a perfect thing
perfect.
for you. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you watching what you're eating, are you?
I am.
Are
I'm
you?
trying very hard.
Well, good. Well, this will be a nice little side dish that maybe you can make at home and add to your new diet plan.
What do you
works.
think?
You like that?
Is that good?
I like it.
Like
Well,
the
good.
sweet and the salty with the walnuts that we put in there, and then some of the celery.
I love
Very
sweet and
nice.
salty.
I do too. It's
Oh,
my favorite.
love it.
Thank y'all.
Well, thanks for coming
Bill.
by. It's so good
All
to
right.
see you.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks so much. Well, there you have it, folks. This is our apple walnut salad right here at Marcy Jo's, where we're changing lives.
One bite at a time.
You've heard Joey and Rory's oldest daughter, Heidi, sing on the show. But tonight, folks, we have a special treat for you. Here's Rory with their youngest daughter, Hopie, making her debut singing Conway Twitty's Don't Cry, Joni.
Joni was the girl who lived next door. I've known her, I guess, 10 years or more. Joni wrote me a note one day, and this is what she had to say.
Joni, please say you're waiting for me. I'll grow up someday, you'll see. Saving all my kisses just for you. Signed with love, forever true.
Well, slowly I read her note once more. Then I walked over to the house next door. Her teardrops fell like rain that day when I told Joni what I had to say. Joni, Joni, please don't cry. You'll forget me by and by. You're just 15 and I'm 22. Joni, I just can't wait for you. Well, I moved away to another town. Got me a job and tried to settle down, but her words kept haunting my memory. The words my Joni said to me.
Jimmy, please say you'll wait for me. I'll grow up someday, you'll see. Saving all my kisses just for you. Signed with love, forever true.
Well, I packed my bags and I caught a plane. I had to see Joni, I had to explain how her words kept haunting my memory. And asked my Joni if she'd marry me. Well, I ran all the way to the house next door, but things weren't like they were before. My teardrops fell like rain that day when I heard what Joni had to say.
Jimmy, Jimmy, please don't cry. You'll forget me by and by. It's been 5 years since you've been gone. Jimmy, I married your best friend, John.
The last time I saw this fella, he was in Sawdust, Tennessee at the Possum Holler Garage, and we were both lusting over the same 1949 GMC pickup. But today he's here with us. Let's check in with Wynn Varble and see what he's got to tell us.
Well, about 6 months ago, W.M. Jaggers decided that he'd had that wreck with that big semi down there at the crossroads down there, and he said, I'm going to see if I can get some compensation out of him because my back's been sore ever since. So he goes to court, and the trucking company's got their big fancy lawyer, you know, and they said, Mr. Jaggers, is it true that at the scene of the accident, you said, I'm just fine? W.M. said, well, let me tell you what happened. The lawyer said, hang on, just answer the question. I don't want no details. He said, well, what happened was I just loaded my mule Bessie up in the back of the truck, and he said, hey, I don't want no details. Yes or no, did you say I'm just fine? W.M. said, well, let me tell you, and the lawyer just about lost it. He told the judge, he said, get this man to answer this question, yes or no. And the judge said, wait a minute, I'm kind of interested in what he's got to say. Let's hear him out. W.M. said, well, I got my mule loaded up in the truck, pulled out the intersection there at the crossroads. Here come that semi, run the stop sign, hit my truck. I end up in this ditch, and old Bessie in this ditch. He said, I was laying there, I could hear her moaning and groaning. I could tell she was in awful pain. Well, about that time, a state trooper pulled up, walked over to Bessie, heard her moaning and groaning, pulled his pistol out, and put her out of her misery. Well, then he walked over where I was at, and he asked me, he said, how are you feeling? And I said, I'm just fine. I mean, think about it, wouldn't you?
You go from rags to riches, farm to fame, from washing dishes to the whole world knows your name. They'll
We are having a baby. And with that wonderful news has come lots of changes. First off, changes in my tummy. I've always had a pretty flat stomach and work real hard to take care of myself, but these days, I can't see my feet anymore. But Rory still thinks I'm beautiful and the baby's healthy, so I'm okay with all the changes going on. As February draws closer, we've slowly been preparing our home and our lives for the arrival of a little one. And one by one, we've found the perfect things for the baby's room. Some are things that are old, like the high chair and crib that my mom gave me, that we used as kids, and that she used when she was a baby. And some are new, like the farm mobile that Rory brought home from his trip from New York City. And some are even handmade, like the sweet cradle that a fan of the show made, or all of the quilts and clothes that people have brought to our concerts or sent us. Our little one isn't even born yet, and he or she is already spoiled. We wonder what this baby will be, and what he or she is going to look like. Will it have brown eyes like Rory and I? Will it have his freckles, or will it have dark hair like mine? Will it be tall like its sister Hopie, or play guitar and sing like Heidi? We're trying to be prepared and learn all we can, but mostly we're just soaking up this special, beautiful time in our lives together, getting ready for our baby.
I do this for Mom. I'm sure I wasn't the easiest son to have. I'm sure I'm still not the easiest son to have. But I love her. She loves me. Every Sunday in my mama's church, I'd slip some money out of mama's purse. While she was praying, I would slip away. Down at the pool hall, I'd play all day. When I'd get home, she would shake her head and say, "You're fluffing pillows on the devil's bed." I tell her, "Mom, I know just how you feel, but I made enough to cover all our bills. Too bad for heaven and too good for hell. Little wings are better than big tails. I don't expect to sit at God's right hand, but I could empty heaven's garbage cans. Ooh, hope there's a room on those golden streets for stray dogs and alley cats like me." If they don't let me in the big front gate, maybe I could go in the back way. I know my halo wouldn't shine too bright, but it could get me through the clouds at night. And I don't care if I'm the last to sing, or if I got the smallest set of wings. I'd watch the little devils down on earth and follow them when they'd sneak out at church. Too bad for heaven and too good for hell. Little wings are better than big tails. I don't expect to sit at God's right hand, but I could empty heaven's garbage cans. Ooh, hope there's a room on those golden streets for stray dogs and alley cats. Stray dogs and alley cats. Stray dogs and alley cats like me.
Should we tell them the names we picked out for the baby?
I think we should just wait and let it be a surprise.
Stay tuned.
Telling the truth and being real, and feeding my family a home-cooked meal. That's important to me. That's important to me.
Don't forget about what's most important to you.
I'm Joey.
And I'm Rory. Tune in again next week. Same place, same time, here on RFD TV.